What's good, YouTube? Evan from evolutionaryaesthetics.com, and in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through a meal prep guide that I made that contains over 10,000 different possible combinations to choose from. If you need help structuring a diet that is conducive to your goals, whether that is gaining weight and building muscle, losing body fat while retaining your muscle mass, or staying at the same weight but improving your body composition, you can head to my website and download my free Potent Priorities ebook, as it contains equations that will help you calculate how many calories you need on a daily basis and where you can set your macros at in a way that is conducive to your physique goals. Once you've got the framework in place for total calories and macros you'd like to follow, you'll need to decide what foods you want to consume. Within the ebook, it'll give you a list of recommended foods for each macronutrient, so that'll be for your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And they follow a good, better, best categorization, and this is based on their micronutrient density and the impact they have on your digestion. The foods included within the ebook, as well as meal prep guide, they prioritize single ingredient whole foods, as they should make up the vast majority of your diet if you're looking to just maintain overall good health, but also if you're looking to optimize your results. So now let's get cracking on this meal prep guide. The PDF that you'll download has 3 separate sheets, and the first sheet is for your high carb meals. The second sheet will be for low carb meals, and then the third sheet are these high calorie snacks that you'll be able to use if you're in a pinch and short on time. This first sheet contains a bunch of different combinations you can make if you're looking to make meals that are high in carbohydrates. So this will be good for those of you who might be considered, like you might say that you're bulking, you burn through a bunch of calories in a day, or you just simply like to eat carbs. The carb sources are listed from high to low on the glycemic index, and the glycemic index relates to how aggressively the food is going to elevate your blood sugar. So let's say post-workout would be a perfect time to choose a food towards the left of these options, as you want to put something in that'll quickly spike your blood sugar so you can put it back into your muscles that you burned during the workout. But other times of the day, when the demand isn't nearly as high, you can opt for these sources that are more on the right. So the carbohydrate sources are listed all along the top of this chart, and then your proteins are listed along this left side. And the proteins, they rank from low to high fat content. So these first options for you, like say your egg whites, or these in white fish and tuna, there's basically no fat in these. But then as the options come down towards the bottom, you'll get to these fatty sources like your fatty red meats, pork, and then eggs. If your calories are low, you're not going to be able to eat a bunch of protein that is high in fat as well. So like you can have a bunch of eggs and fatty red meats. So that's another thing that's nice about this chart, is that if you are cutting, you can go towards these low fat options. So this chart is both friendly for your cutting and bulking phases. Once you're ready to start planning your meals, you're going to pick a food source from both this top row and this left column, and then you're going to find where in this chart that they intersect. And then the color of the intersection will give you a rough estimate for the taste of the meal. This is mostly based on my personal preference, but for the most part, I felt fairly comfortable in the rankings that I gave each intersection and how the foods paired with each other. So for example, let's go with like this white potato. If I go to white potato and then down to eggs, where they intersect is green. So I mean, those two, for me, and I think the vast majority of people will find that eggs and potatoes mix fairly well. But when it comes to, let's go with eggs again, eggs and rice, that's another story. That's just not good. If the intersection is green, then the pair is good. If the intersection is pink, then it's like okay, or just meh, like not good or bad. And then if the intersection is red, eat it at your own risk, but if you do like it, just own it and move on. The different combinations you can make with the proteins on the left and the carbs on the top, and their variations listed on this page, the combinations alone for this, they add up to almost 500. And then if you look below at the bottom of this chart, you can see that there are ways to add more fats. And then some reasons you might want to add more fats is simply personal preference, like if you like any of these sources, which personally for me, olive oil is what I put on almost everything. Or if you're just looking to increase your macros, if fat is what you need more of. Other sources here could be like avocado oil, butter. You can throw nuts in there or on the side. Avocados are good. And then I also went through a phase where I just like was drizzling nut butters on like say chicken and rice. And if you haven't had it before, don't hate on it until you try it. So the different options you have for the more fats, there are 11 different options I put on here. So the combination of foods you can make with this page alone adds up to over 5,000 different combinations. The second page of your meal prep guide gives you a bunch of different options for low carbohydrate meals. The veggies are listed up along this top row, and then the protein sources on the left, they all stay the same, and they are on this left column. The veggies are listed from low to high on the glycemic index if controlling your blood sugar is a priority, but the vegetables on this list compared to the carbs on the first sheet, their impact on your blood sugar is minimal compared to those ones. The different possible combinations you can make from the veggies on the top and the proteins along the left on this chart, they add up to over 300, but honestly, there are endless amount of ways to prepare vegetables, so the number could be much higher. And then again, at the bottom of the sheet, it gives you your ways to add more fats. So when you take those ones and you add it to the different combinations you can make above, the total for combinations for this page is over 3,600. The last page of this guide is also for meal prep, but kind of in the exact opposite fashion, because what I've gone into so far, the meals that you'll make from sheets 1 and 2, making those meals and preparing them will take a significant amount of time, and you'll need to designate a time to make those meals. This last page, on the other hand, which is your high-calorie snacks, this is for when you need a meal, but you have limited to almost no time to prepare and eat something. The easiest way to get in a significant amount of food in the shortest amount of time with this list, let's say you could mix together whey protein and milk, maybe throw in some Greek yogurt, throw in some honey, a banana, and blend it all together. And you could do this, prepare it, and consume it within, let's say, 5 minutes. I would also use this page if you have more than 5 minutes, but not enough time to prepare a full-blown meal. This instant rice, or you could just buy cream of rice, it only takes a few minutes max to make, and it acts as a blank canvas, and you can put literally anything onto it. If you want something sweet, you could put in some whey protein, some of these berries, and then some honey. But also if you want something savory, you could still make your instant rice or your cream of rice, throw in some prepped meat that you already have ready to go, and then throw in some olive oil or butter. The possibilities available on this page are pretty vast, and definitely don't be afraid to add in together multiple sources from both this top row and then this left column. Because of this is also why I added in this fourth color, this kind of yellow color, and it stands for good if paired correctly. Because if you pair these things, if you find the right flavor of something and you combine them, the taste will be good, but it could also be catastrophic if you do it poorly. So let's say you mix whey protein and you do a vanilla flavor. If you mix that with orange juice, that tastes pretty damn good. But I don't even want to know what a chocolate protein powder would taste like if you mix it with orange juice. The bare bone amount of combination you can make from these high calorie snacks is only 200, but if you mix and match multiple things in each row and column, and you can switch different flavors that each one has, the combinations will be significantly higher. The total amount of combinations you can choose from either your high carb meals, the second sheet, which is the low carb meals, or that final sheet, which is those quick snacks that you need to use in a pinch, the amount of combinations you can make is essentially limitless. This meal prep guide will provide you with more possible food choices to choose from than any other thing I've come across on the internet. If you want to download this meal prep guide directly onto your phone, you'll have to head to my website and subscribe to my weekly newsletter. The link to download this meal prep guide will be at the end of each of my weekly newsletters for the unforeseeable future, so don't worry about subscribing and not finding this if you're watching this video a month later, as it's going to be on my weekly newsletters, and this is the only way you're going to be able to access it. Once you are subscribed, make sure that you accept the invitation in your mailbox, and if you don't see it right away, you'll have to check your spam or your junk folders. You can head to my website at evolutionaryaesthetics.com and download any of my free workout programs. Each program can be also downloaded directly onto your phone and has a corresponding YouTube video where I walk you through how to follow the program to get the most bang for your buck if you're going to put the effort into the gym. You can also download my Potent Priorities ebook that I mentioned earlier. The whole thing, it lays out 4 foundational things to put the majority of your efforts into if you're looking to achieve your best physique but also feel good doing it. This book could be used for beginners, but it also contains information for those of you who are looking to optimize your results. Subscribe to this channel, share this video with someone who gives you the bullshit excuse of not knowing what to make. Leave a comment if you tried any of the combinations that I thought were good that you might have thought were terrible, or vice versa. Let me know what you think in general, and we'll see each other in the next video.